Okay, ignore my pimple patch, but listen to everything else I'm going to say. 7's everywhere. Also 10-10 coming up a lot. Like a lot. So 10-10. And my odometer right now, 77777. Can't make it up. Look it, right there. So a couple different things. Not sure how long this one's going to be, but you have a connection in your life that it's really interesting, because what I'm hearing is like a fine wine. So like through the aging process, the longer you get to know this person, or the longer they're in your life in whatever form that might be, so whether you're talking every day or not, whatever, but like the longer they are in your life, like what I'm hearing is like a fine wine. It ages, it gets better over time. So this could be a connection that has gone through like this transformation process of like, they're showing me the World and the Star card very specifically, which is really transformative. The Star comes after the Tower collapses, right? So it's almost like something has happened between you and this person. I'm also hearing the name Will or William. And someone also, like, their name is longer and they go by a nickname that's like short, is what I'm getting, like 4 or 5 letters, like Nick or Mike or like something like that. And I'm also feeling like this person that you're connected to they have a lot of acquaintances. I don't know if they have a lot of friends, but I'm seeing a lot of people around them. Like, people enjoy being around them, hanging out with them. Like, they're very sociable. But I'm seeing the World and the Star. So it's almost like the Star coming after the Tower, to me, says that the Tower has collapsed. There's been some sort of kind of either situation, circumstance that has happened, and I feel like it could have been that it affected the both of you, but I feel like primarily it has affected the other person, and that has been crucial and like so important. It's been like a catalyst to you guys having the relationship that you have with this person, even if it's just platonic right now. Whatever it is was so crucial. And I feel like it was really hard for at least you. It was really maybe difficult emotionally, difficult mentally, or spiritually, whatever. But I feel like whatever happened between you and this person, they're also showing me, a link in a chain. What's that song? Oh my God, I'm hearing that song. What is that song? Something. If you don't love me now, you will never love me again. I can't remember the words. Something. You will never break the chain. Do you know what I'm talking about? Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. But that's what I'm hearing. It's like your connection with this person has taken up so much like energy. Like, it is something that, full body chills, like all up my back and my spine. Something that is like highly charged here. Like I'm seeing like I'm hearing live wire. Like, it's something that has a strong like current to it, the electricity between you, the chemistry between you and this person. Something really, let's go back to the beginning. They're just sending me so much. The beginning of this connection, what has happened, what has transpired from the beginning of the connection to now has been a lot of tumultuous, like ups and downs, back and forth. There's been a lot of uncertainty. It's been at least really difficult on you emotionally, like I said, mentally, spiritually, what have you. There's been a lot that has happened that was really hard, but it also needed to happen. It's something that was important because it helped the connection that you have now take shape. So you wouldn't have the type of connection you have right now, which what I'm hearing for most of you is a strengthened connection. You wouldn't have that connection if you hadn't gone through all these things, if you hadn't struggled to get to this point, if you hadn't had these maybe like back and forth conversations, or if you hadn't, gone through periods of separation, you would not have the strong connection that you have now. It's like you had to meet, you had to trigger each other, you had to have these things go down in your connection, hence the World and the Star. The World for me ending of a cycle, right? But with every ending comes a beginning. I feel like, quite literally, like how they're showing me in the card, she's in the middle of this open, like, portal, essentially. Like, that's how they're showing it to me, is that she's in the middle of this portal. She's, like, floating there. So it's kind of like what you're doing. It's like, and you may be someone that's also just, like, very intuitive, very psychically inclined. It's like you're floating in between worlds. You have the ability to visit the liminal space, to visit the astral, and this is where you're picking up other energies or other signs, other symbols, other, like almost like what I'm hearing is, like, hints, other, like, hints as to what's going on with this person, or even just in general. You might be doing that with other people in your life, where Spirit's like, oh, we'll put some stuff in her dreams, and then she'll figure it out, or they'll figure it out, you know? But I feel like you're this person who has this ability, and you're kind of floating in between worlds, in between realms. You're floating in this space, this liminal space, because right now you're in a lull, and Spirit's like, this lull is really important. It feels like nothing is happening, and it feels like things are a little bit slow. They're quiet, almost like we're waiting for the shoe to drop. But again, they're showing me that chain, right? And so the chain is important. There's so much in this message. 555. When I look down, there's so much in here. The chain for me is to symbolize that, wow, you guys are showing me, the clairvoyance is off the chart today. Now they're showing me the Hierophant. The chain is to point to the fact that you guys, no matter how far you separate, no matter what goes on between you guys, are linked. There is a link between you and this person, and it does not matter what you go through with the star, right? With that, the tower, talking about something coming down, this epiphany being had, something leaving your life, something breaking down to, like, you know, brass tacks here. It's like crumbling down. Like, the tower is that time in our life where things are drastically changing. Things might be being removed at a rapid rate, or things are coming in at a rapid rate, and everything is just changing, and nothing's really solid, nothing's really stable or secure, right? The star comes after that fact. So I feel like that star is saying, like, there's still hope, because there's still that, like, link in the connection. You guys are still linked together. And I feel like you guys have this karmic contract. Oh my god, the imagery today is crazy. They're showing me, like, you know how you see, like, a clown has, like, all of, like, the scarves tied together, and they pull it out of the sleeve, and it just keeps coming. Like, that's what they're showing me. It's like there's always something, right? It just keeps going and going and going and going. And I feel like that's you guys, right? Is there will always be something that connects you to the point where you're like, you know, what is going on? Like, is this person going to come back into my life? You should always, this is broad, listen, this is very general, it's collective, take it as it resonates, use your discernment. But it's almost like you think that this is going to be the last thing, and it isn't. You think it's going to be the last one, and it isn't. You think it's going to be the last phone call, and it isn't. You think they're never going to talk to you again, but then they do. You think that they're never going to come back, but they do. Do you see what I'm saying? You guys are linked, like in the astral, linked. And them showing me the Hierophant earlier is very similar, because the Hierophant is not only a commitment, it's a higher level commitment. It's not just a Four of Wands where you're, you know, together, you're coming together to form some sort of, like, you know, bond. The Hierophant is a higher commitment. Very, very high commitment, and it's something that you value, something that is very important to you. It's very valuable to you. And what do we do usually when we value something, when we care about something? We take care of it, right? We nurture it, we want it to grow. And so I feel like that's what's happening right now. And as I'm saying that, there's two people trying to accomplish a task over here, to my right, together as a couple, and they're helping each other out. And so I'm like, that's what I'm saying. This is the Hierophant to me, is collaboration. You guys, I feel like, are meant to be in each other's lives, and you have barely begun. You've barely begun. You've barely started. There's so much more that is coming for you and for them. I feel like you each have your own missions, but then the link is where you two come together. The Hierophant for me is also some Taurus energy. That could be important. The star card is going to be Aquarius, and then the tower is going to be Aries or Scorpio. That's Mars energy. So again, I feel like there's this breaking down of walls almost. There's this breaking down of, maybe it's your own walls, maybe it's theirs or whatever, but everything that you guys go through rather, brings you closer together, okay? I'm hearing that phrase, what is that, what you go through is what you grow through, or like something like that. Every single thing that has happened thus far in your connection is important, and it's only serving you positively, okay? Keep that in mind. I love you so much. I really hope this helps.